Picture dedicating 2 decades of your life to one of the most physically punishing professions on earth. You put in the hours, you take the hits, but accept a quiet reality. You will never be a household name. You are preparing to retire in complete silence. This is Abel Moreira, universally known as Vozinha. He is 40 years old. In the grueling ecosystem of professional football, this is an age where almost every goalkeeper has already hung up their boots. Going into the summer of 2026, he had a respectable 50,000 Instagram followers. He was bracing for the predictable conclusion of a journeyman's career. In a market prioritizing teenage potential over veteran experience, a 40-year-old goalkeeper is a statistical anomaly. That this specific player would become the tournament's focal point defies the sport's traditional logic. Vozinha represents Cape Verde. It's an isolated island nation off the coast of West Africa, and in 2026, they stepped onto the World Cup stage for the very first time in their history. To understand the scale of what happens next, you have to look at the numbers. The entire nation of Cape Verde has a population of just 590,000 people, and on June 15th, this tiny debutante nation was drawn against Spain, a footballing empire heavily favored to walk onto the pitch and effortlessly dismantle them. Nobody expected Cape Verde to win. This was a desperate defensive stand by an aging man trying to protect his tiny nation from global humiliation. Then, the impossible happened. Over 90 grueling minutes, Cape Verde held the Spanish juggernaut to a 0-0 draw. Vozinha pulled off 7 critical saves. For the first time in the entire tournament, the Spanish offense was completely shut down. His performance earned him man of the match. Suddenly, the entire global broadcast apparatus was forced to point its cameras directly at the 40-year-old underdog. In his post-match interview, the stoicism broke. Through tears, Vozinha dedicated the impossible result to everyone who never believed they'd make it this far. We are so used to the highly trained, heavily scripted PR facade of modern sports. This raw, unfiltered display of gratitude shattered that, creating an instant psychological connection with millions of viewers. Vozinha left the pitch with 50,000 Instagram followers. Over the next 24 hours, his account violently spiked, jumping to 12 million overnight. That 24,000% growth rate marks the fastest social media explosion in sports history. The momentum was relentless. A massive Brazilian YouTube channel picked up his story and aggressively funneled 2 million new followers to his page in just 2 hours. The international media piled on. CNN declared he had captured hearts worldwide, while AS USA officially crowned him FIFA's viral star. This growth represents a global validation of a 20-year career, distilled into a single 24-hour window. We usually see this kind of attention reserved for established billionaires, players like Lionel Messi, who spent 2 decades carefully building an audience of 600 million followers. The irony is purely mathematical. Vozinha's 12 million followers means he now commands an audience 20 times larger than the entire population of his own country. This massive surge in attention creates a new level of market value. Within hours of the match, brands like Nike, Adidas, and Puma began reaching out to negotiate multi-million-dollar sponsorships. But the strangest consequence is happening on the pitch. Top European clubs are actively scouting him for a potential transfer. European clubs fighting to recruit a 40-year-old violates every established economic rule of the sport. It proves that absolute viral momentum can temporarily rewrite the reality of the transfer market. Why did the world look past an entire tournament of young, curated superstars to champion an aging man from a tiny island? Modern used to quit. Now, Vozinha has to face his next challenge. On Sunday, Cape Verde plays the historically ruthless Uruguay. When he steps onto that pitch, he won't be in obscurity. He will be under the microscope of millions of newly acquired global fans, waiting to see if he can replicate the miracle. Vozinha's story demonstrates that the most significant chapter of a career can begin exactly when the world expects it to end.